Okay, today we're going to be doing finding the areas of trapezoids, rhombuses, and kites. Again, our formula here is going to be areas equal to 1/2 the height times the base, one of the bases plus the other. So I'm going to combine together the bases and then multiply it by the height times 1/2. The way we get this is, if I were to distribute this to both these terms, I would get the area is equal to 1/2 base 1 times height plus 1/2 base 2 times height. And just like we learned yesterday, it's going to be two different triangles. So if I would separate this by going, putting in a line right here, here's my one triangle right here. And then here's my other one. Again, my height is right here, and this is my triangle there. Oops. And so for here, I want to find the area of Nevada. Again, I'm going to do area is equal to 1/2 my height, which is, again, 309. And then I'm going to add together both these bases. Another thing I guess I should mention is that these bases are going to be my parallel sides. So here I have these two bases, 205 and 511. So I'll add those together and I'll get 716. And then multiply these all together and get my square footage, which would be in square miles, because my units are miles. So 0.5 times 309 times 716 gives me area is equal to 110,622 square feet. This one over here gets a little more complex because what I'm going to have to do is, they don't give me the height, so I got to draw my height. Okay, my height is always going to be perpendicular to my bases. And so here I've got a 30, 60, 90 triangle. 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and then here's my right angle. And so for me to find out what my height is, I can either use trig, because I know that since this whole PQ is 7, this is going to be 2 meters right here. And so what I can do is I can, this is going to be my short side, and so I can multiply it by the square root of 2. So do 2 times, oops, the square root of 3 actually, my bad. And I get, my height is equal to 3.5 meters. And so once I have that, then I have everything I need. Area is equal to 1/2 of 3.5 times, my bases added together, which gives me 5 and 7 gives me 12. And so my area ends up equaling 21 meters squared. Same type of deal here. I have to find my height. Again, just looking at the problem, these are my parallel sides. So again, this is 6 foot, and so my two bases will be 6 feet, and this whole side right here will be 9 feet. And then I just have to figure out what my height is right here. And so again, they don't give me angles here, so I can't use trig. What I can do is I can use the Pythagorean theorem though. And I can say that 3 squared plus h squared equals 5 squared. Again, 5 squared minus 3 squared gives me 16. The square root of both sides, and h is equal to 4. Once I have that h is equal to 4, again, I can throw it in my formula. Then go area is equal to 1/2. My height is 4. And then my bases, added those together, I get 15. And so that'll give me 30 to be my area. Oops, and I should probably put units on that. That's feet, square feet. Next one is rhombuses and kites. Again, these pictures should have came out a little better, but my diagonals are all the way from one vertex to the other. Same thing with a kite. I draw those on there to give a better picture. And so all I have to do is here, I know that this is supposed to be 2 meters right there. And so this whole diagonal is 2 plus 5, which is 7. This one is 3 plus 3, which is 6. So do area is equal to 1/2 of, I said 7 times 6. That would give me an area of 21 meters squared. And then again with these two, I'm going to do the same thing. One thing that we pointed out here is my diagonals bisect each other and they're perpendicular. So this is a rhombus. If this right here is 3 feet, that means that this right here is also 3 feet. If this is 5 feet, then this right here is also 5 feet. So my diagonals are 6 and 10, so 1/2 times 6 times 10 gives me an area of 30 square feet. And this was the only one that's about as hard as it gets. Again, I have a rhombus, so all these are going to be 5 meters. There's my other diagonal that I have. Since this whole diagonal right here that I put in red is 6, I know that this is going to be 3. This is 5 up here, and this is x, what I want to find. Again, my diagonals bisect each other, and they bisect each other perpendicular. So I can do x squared plus 3 squared equals 5 squared. And so I know that x squared is equal to, again, this is 16, the same as the other one, so x is equal to 4. So I know since my x here is 4, that here it's going to be 4 as well. And since this is 3 right here, this will also be 3. So my diagonals will be 8 and 6, so 1/2 of 8 times 6 gives me an area of 48 divided by 2 gives me 24. And again, those are square meters. And there's the homework.